Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? There's another paid request, this time from Mr. Leeman. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, commentaries, re-reviews, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or through my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Batman Mystery of the Batwoman, which came out around, I guess, 2003, where you have the voice of Kevin Conroy once again as Batman. It's in the lineage time frame of Batman the Animated Series. And I would say it's not a bad film. It's pretty short. It's kind of like an overlong meh episode. That's what it felt like. Although with a lot of explosions. Like, there's quite a bit of explosions in this movie. But I guess when you look at like all the other animated films of Batman, I looked at later on, you had The Dark Knight Returns with Peter Weller. You looked at Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. Like, you look at some of the more top-notch animated Batman films, at least to me. Yes, I would even put Batman Master of the Phantasm above this, and I'm not the guy who's like the biggest fan of that film, but I would put that above this, because I do think there's a bit more of an interesting story, and the look of the Phantasm type of character was a cool look, among other aspects. This, like I said, it didn't feel like anything special. I mean, I could say I even enjoyed, what was that Batman animated film where there was a bit of the Jack the Ripper storyline involved, and Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, even Batman vs. Dracula. Like, those I would say I liked more than this. So I guess in essence, this is one of my least favorite I've seen so far of the Batman animated movies. Pretty much this Batwoman, very skin-tight suit, makes me wonder how the hell she gets in that suit. Because it's like, what the fool? And more tired, the nipples would want to pierce right through it. Cut like diamonds. She's stopping weapon shipments, and people don't know who it is. Is it Batman's new partner? Blah, blah, blah. Batman himself doesn't know what's going on. In this time frame, Tim Drake is a bit older. So I guess in the time lineage, this is before the flashback events of Batman Return of the Joker, but this is later than Batman the Animated Series show. For I understand, Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, who worked on this show, I could be wrong, but for I understand, they didn't really have any involvement with this. So I don't know if that means anything. You do have Alfred in it for a little bit. Barbara Gordon is in it for a little bit, but she's only in it long enough to pretty much just flirt with Bruce. Which I know that got into Batman Return of the Joker, but I always thought that was still like a weird thing, that Barbara Gordon and Batman got together. Just, I don't know. It's still something about that's a bit weird to me. But she's not in it that much. Which I'm surprised they didn't try to make a mystery of maybe she became, like, she was Batgirl before, but maybe she's secretly being Batwoman and not telling Bruce. But it pretty much comes down to three suspects. You have this one lady who's the daughter of this gangster who flirts with Bruce, and Bruce has a infatuation with her. You have this other girl, played by Kelly from Regis and Kelly. For those who don't know, Regis Philbin, may rest in peace, had Regis and Kathy Lee, their show back in the day. Then when Kathy Lee Gifford left, they had a replacement. It was Kelly. So you had Regis and Kelly for over a decade or so. And then when Regis Philbin left, Kelly took over the show with another co-host. She's in this as this clumsy wine tech developer who developed this alloy. And then there's a possibility of this new female partner for Bullock, because Montoya, the partner from the show, is not in it. I don't know what happened to her. So you have this new partner. I will say it's nice that the villain is not Joker yet again. It's Penguin. It's Falcone, played by John Vernon. which I always thought John Vernon did a good job on that voice of Falcone. I don't know, I like pronouncing it either way because I feel like it. Falcone, I like both. John Vernon is the guy who in Savagery said the line, "Go fucking iceberg." And for the Penguin, they got David Ogden Stiers. I don't know why they didn't get the voice from the cartoon. I do think the voice in the... Was he the voice in the cartoon? I felt like it was a different voice, because I remember that voice fitting a bit better than this voice. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's been a while since I've seen the Penguin episodes of Batman animated series, so if it's the same, I apologize, but if it seemed like a different voice. And David Ogden Stiers, he was on the old TV show MASH, he was in the TV show The Dead Zone, among other stuff. I know they have a new voice for Bane, because it's Ricardo Montalban, but I don't know if he was alive by this point to reuse him. Again, I don't know. I would assume so, because I remember him doing interviews for the Star Trek II DVD. But, like, when the Star Trek Special Edition DVD's coming out, there's Ricardo Montalban interviewed. So maybe, I don't know exactly when he passed away. But I definitely thought he was a much better Bane than Hector Elizondo. I like Hector Elizondo. Loved him in Leviathan, among other stuff. I guess I won't say he's awful, but yeah, just Bane and Penguin, for some reason, it just felt like the voices fit better in the show than the movie. And then as the movie goes on, it's like Bruce Wayne, who some reason, for a good chunk of the scenes, even as Batman, Kevin Conroy's voice seems higher pitched. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but there's this higher pitch to Kevin Conroy's voice. Not every shot, but a good chunk of the shots, I can understand as Bruce Wayne, to hide his voice a bit. But even as Batman, a good chunk of his Batman scenes, the voice, it sounds a bit higher pitched. I don't know why that is. It just, like, sounded really off in this one. And I never heard Kevin Conroy have that bit of a higher pitch as the Batman character. So as you can see, I have a lot of little, nitpicks and issues with it. And the story just wasn't that interesting to me. Because it feels like either it either reminds you of Master of the Phantasm, which was another new character, new ball player, who's a bit more of a vigilante, because Phantasm would actually do try to kill. And then the mystery was a woman, and it's a whodunit, who is this person, who is the Phantasm. So it's a whodunit of a vigilante who's a new character in Gotham, kind of like this. So, like, between the two, I think most people would go, why don't you just go watch Master of the Phantasm? And again, with either the Bruce Wayne, it feels a bit more comedic at times. Like, I never thought Bruce Wayne was the type of guy that he's on the phone with a girl, and he would do the thing of crunching a newspaper going, oh, we're going through a tunnel. Yeah, sorry. I just never thought that Bruce Wayne would be that type of guy. So that was a bit weird. I guess because I'm always so used to Bruce Wayne being a bit more, thumb stuck up his ass. And like the voice work of the actresses were alright, but I wouldn't say memorable. Like I said, there's a good chunk of explosions. I mean, from the beginning, where, like I said, the Batwoman's stopping his weapon shipment, which is on these trucks. There's a bit where there's this warehouse, and Tim Drake and Batman help Batwoman from these thugs, and she tells about how she planted these explosives. They get out of that, and this big explosion happens. Batman tries to stop her, but she's on her glider, kind of like the Green Goblin type of glider. Cuts the rope so Batman can't follow her. And as Bruce Wayne, she meets the daughter of the gangster because she's trying to get away from these bodyguards that follow her everywhere. And they're in this like mall, and she's asked Bruce Wayne out of the blue, "Can you help me?" Okay, I thought this only happened in movies. They run off, and they get a little bit of a car chase. And let's say you have the clumsy Wayne Tech developer, who's played by Kelly. I forget the character's name, but her fiance's been framed by the Penguin, so that gives her a motive. The daughter of the gangster, her mom was killed because of all this BS, so that gives her a motive. And then, spoiler alert, in spoilers, I will say this is an interesting idea that the person is all three who took turns. It's Kelly, the Wayne Tech developer, and it's the daughter of the gangster, and it's the female police officer, the new partner of Bullock, that character. It's all three of them taking turns because they all have their own specialties. Where the developer could create tools, and they each all have their own specific skills. But then there's a part of me say, well, man, that's not fair, because if you guess one, technically, well, I guess technically you're right, because it is that one, but it's all three of them. But okay, that makes things a little bit different, a little bit unique. But then the daughter of the gangster, who's Batwoman this time, she gets caught on this boat with Bane, and Penguin's there. Her father, the gangster's there. Falcone's there. Batman has to go save her. The other two Batwomen come along, but they don't do a whole lot. I mean, the female police officer running around, or flying around in a glider, she gets shot at and falls to the water. And the other Batwoman has to save her. And then the Kelly who saves that girl, she does capture Penguin and Falcone when they try to get away on a boat. There's that. And then Batman's doing most of the work, helping the gangster daughter. He fights Bane. I'd probably say this is the best action set piece of the movie, is the finale, where Batman's fighting Bane, and then this boat's crashing into stuff, and you have these explosions going about, and Batman trying to escape. That's a decent action set piece. So like I said, think of like a much longer episode filled with a lot more explosions. I mean, the animation, this is when they changed to the more, I don't know if you say angular cartoon, like animation. Because from what I understand, I do think the older animation looked better, looked more detailed, looked more smooth. But then, because they were also doing Superman the animated series, if we do it this way, somehow it makes it easier, or maybe it makes it cheaper. I don't know the details, but again, if you're asking for preference, I thought the first season and so of Batman Animated looked better. It looked more atmospheric, looked gloomier. And also the music was a letdown, because it's more of this like jazzy, sultry music with Batwoman. Ready for, bat porn, I guess, Like a porno of Batman to come about with this like Red Shoe Diaries music. And then like the song at the end for the Sherry, it just, I know it's part of the women brigade that we have here, but it just felt out of place in a Batman animated movie. This song, I can't help it, and the cat feels the same way. He heard that song too, because I had it playing and give him PTSD flashbacks. It's not that bad of a song. It would work in like a, I would be like having the song "Turn the Beat Around," like Gloria Estefan. Turn it upside down, like from The Specialist for Sylvester Stallone. Turn the beat around. Or I don't know, think of a random song. Beverly Hills Cop. The heat is on. The heat is on. Whoa. Great song, but you hear in a Batman movie, go, okay, that's this. This is an alright song, I guess, is on its own, but at the same time, would I ever listen to it yet? No, not really. So maybe I'm just being lenient on it, but just that's for me. Why are you not ranting on it? Because it's over an hour long, and it's still Kevin Conroy, and it goes at a decent enough pace. It's not boring. This is like an hour and 15 minutes that's with the credits. There's a decent amount of explosions and bit of Batman kicking ass, and like I said, the set piece at the end's decent. If you're watching all the other Batman animated films, sure, give it a watch. But again, I do think there's a lot better ones. So if I do like a list of the ones I've seen, is there a Batman animated film I hated? Well, the Ninja Turtle one, but that's because I'm very picky when it comes to Ninja Turtles, and there's stuff in that just pissed me off. And it's more of, there's a lot I wanted and I didn't get. That's not fair. Well, life's not fair. What can I tell you? When it comes to Ninja Turtles, I'm not fair. Because those are my guys. I'm like, of course they all get their ass kicked by Batman, because it's Batman. They're not going to overshadow Batman. And I knew that. I'm like, well, at least maybe they work together and they didn't give Batman a run for his money, but no, you can't do that. And then I'm like, well, oh, then we'll fight the villains. Oh, they're mutant villains. Okay, well, that's lame. Because it'd be cool to see Raphael fight Bane. That'd be really cool. I would love to see Raphael fight Bane. And like Bane's ready to turn Mikey over instead of break his back, break his ribs, and then Raphael kicks him and beats Bane's ass. I would love to see that. Or Raphael deal with the Scarecrow and a lot of crazy images, or if you want to have Leo do that, that was a cool bit. I'll admit. There's some cool scenes in it, but just, I don't know. Plus, I remember the comic of that, and it had, I think, a really good scene in the comic that they ignored for the movie, where Raphael runs off and Batman tells him a bit of his backstory and his parents dying, and I thought it was a really nice scene between Batman and Raphael, and I'm like, how could you, that's like the best scene in that comic. How the hell do you not put that in the movie? That's insane to me. To me, that's the best. I'm going off tangent, I apologize. So, but that's just in my own weird headspace. But yeah, I mean, if anyone knows any information, did you answer why Kevin Conroy's voice is higher pitched as Batman compared to other movies? And if people watch this, I think if I asked what's their favorite animated Batman film, most would say Master of the Phantasm. Again, mine is The Dark Knight Returns with Peter Weller. So maybe I would ask, what's your top 5? If anyone sees this, write down in the comment section what your top 5 favorite Batman animated films are. And animated, not live action, your top 5 favorite animated films. Because then for me it'd be like The Dark Knight Returns. My favorite is The Dark Knight Returns with Peter Weller and Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Those are my top 2 favorites. The other 5 I have to look at a list, but anyway, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.